Every once in a while, I like to go back to the classics, the things that shaped how so many of us think about our work, our purpose, and our impact. And recently, I did just that. I pulled up Simon Sinek's mega viral TED Talk, Begin with Why, for about the 50th time in my life. And even though I've watched it more than I've watched Christmas Vacation, and that's saying something, it still hits me the same way. It's like a reset button for the soul. It reminds me that everything we do starts with purpose. Everything meaningful begins with the why behind it. Now, maybe it's the time of year. It's the end of December. We're all just a few cookie trays and office parties away from the new year, and you know how it goes. You can't help but get a little reflective, a little strategic. Something about closing the books and looking toward the new year makes you stop and ask, am I doing the right things? Am I doing them on purpose? Do I even remember why I'm doing them? So that got me thinking about all of you and the businesses you run, lead, or work inside. And naturally, because it's me, it got me thinking about Teams. Yes, Microsoft Teams. The unsung hero. The quiet workhorse. The platform people think is just chat until someone like me walks them through the good stuff and their jaw drops like they just saw Santa on their Ring doorbell. And the question that floated right to the top of my mind was this: just why do we deploy Teams at all? Sure, we deploy Teams because Microsoft bundles it with your Microsoft 365 plan. And sure, we deploy it because Teams meetings are easy and chatting is convenient, and it's handy to have Word and Excel and PowerPoint side by side. But that's not the why. That's not even close. I'm Annie Rind, and in today's episode of 1001 Business Problems Solved with Microsoft Teams podcast, I want to try to remind all of us why we do Teams. Here's the real reason why. We deploy Teams because we're fighting a villain. And that villain is scattered information. Scattered information is the silent killer of small businesses and entire departments in larger companies. Scattered information is the reason you open your laptop with a tiny knot of dread in your stomach every morning. You don't dread your work. You dread the chaos around your work. The scavenger hunts. The email archaeology. The folder spelunking. The where did we put that? Didn't someone send that? Who is the latest version? Why do I have 6 copies of this file from 2019 kind of chaos? The villain is scattered information. And we deploy Teams to slay it. But let me paint this picture in a way that feels a little more down home, because you know me. When I'm trying to explain something big, I go back to the farm. Imagine a pole barn. Not a Pinterest pole barn. A real one out on a real farm. The kind where everything is technically in there, but you'd have to take a half day of PTO just to find the thing you're looking for. Now, there are some tools you use all the time, such as screwdrivers, cordless drills, a hammer. I can go out to the pole barn and walk right to the drawer or the bench or the hook where those things always are. No hesitation. Muscle memory takes me there. But ask me to find the 5-inch wood clamp? Or the leftover piece of treated 2x4 from that project 3 summers ago. Now I'm wandering. Now I'm digging. Now I'm opening boxes, kicking aside extension cords, pulling old feed sacks off shelves, and second-guessing whether the thing even exists anymore. And even after all that, I might walk away empty-handed. But now imagine this same barn, shiny, clean, and immaculate. Beautifully organized. Pegboards. Bins. Labels. Space. Light. A place for everything and everything in its place. No hunting. No shuffling. No wasted minutes or hours. Yeah, much like my friend Mac's pole barn up the road. You could eat off his floor, even right up into the corners where most people have 3-inch thick cobwebs. That's what Teams gives you when it's deployed well. A clean, organized, dependable pole barn for your business information. But let's go one step further, because Teams is only half the magic. Now imagine you're elbow deep in a project in your neat pole barn. Your hands are full. You're focused. And instead of stopping everything to go get the half-inch wrench, you've got a lightning-fast assistant standing beside you. You simply tell them, hand me the half-inch wrench, and boom, it's in your hand in 2 seconds. And imagine you can even tell that assistant, actually, go ahead and tighten that nut for me. And they do it. And furthermore, imagine you can tell them, hey, while you're at it, troubleshoot this whole issue and fix whatever needs fixing using anything I've got in this pole barn, or heck, anything that's offered for free anywhere in the world. And they just do it. That's Copilot. That's our why in our business, and it should be your why as well if you're serious about efficiency. We do teams to conquer scattered information. We use Copilot to reclaim the time and energy we waste working around scattered information. Now imagine the world on the other side of conquering your information chaos. You and your employees log in every morning without dread. No more digital mazes. No more 12 shared drives. No more looking through dozens, hundreds, or thousands of siloed emails. No more, where did this go? Who is that file? Which app are we using for this? Just clarity, flow, and focus. Doing the work you love, serving customers, creating products, solving problems, and moving your business forward. That's the why. And not just the why for teams. It's the why for us at County Quest Consulting. Helping people break free from scattered information is our mission. It's our purpose. And let me tell you, there's nothing better than watching a client's face light up the moment everything finally clicks. The moment they experience order instead of chaos. The moment they realize never again. Now, since you asked, what's coming in 2026? Of course, I'll still be here every Monday, but there's much more. We've been doing one-on-one consulting for years, and we love it. But let's be real, one-on-one work requires one-on-one time, and that means it comes with one-on-one pricing. And as much as we want to help every small business and every overwhelmed middle manager battling scattered information, not everyone can afford private consulting. But here's the thing, small businesses are nimble. They can unscatter their information in 30 days or less. They just need the right guidance. And they shouldn't be locked out because they have a smaller budget than the big companies. So in 2026, we're expanding. We're going to roll out help for smaller budgets built to help more businesses at once. First, there will be an online course that holds your hand through the entire process of conquering your own scattered information with Teams and Copilot. That will be good for anyone who wants to DIY on their own schedule at a low price. We'll have group coaching and webinars on the web, of course. Something you can log into for 4 Tuesday evenings in a row, for instance, and come out the backside with a pristine pole barn of business information in the style of Mac's pole barn and ready for Copilot to mine like a champ. And then we're also working on what I think will be the most fun. In-person boot camps where local business owners and department heads can network with others for 4 or 5 group instructional and hands-on sessions over a month or so, feeding off each other's energy and celebrating incremental wins. These will be group consulting experiences designed to clear the chaos of scattered information without clearing your bank account. We want to help more businesses slay the villain. And group formats will let us do that. I'll update you right here as things progress throughout the first part of 2026. And if you haven't seen Simon Sinek's epic, Begin With Why TED Talk on YouTube, I'll be including the link in the show notes. Please do yourself and your business a favor by giving it a watch. It will be the best 18 minutes you spend on the internet today. And with that, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll see you next Monday. This is Annie signing off.